be hard to, so, and every single time we've pushed it back. The town has done that, Soil and Water has done that. It's been done again. We're fortunate that we did hire an engineer. DEP was kind enough to pay for it to size this channel. So now every time we go in and redo an emergency project, at least we have plans we can pull off the shelf, but it's still an emergency project. And so, one of our goals, if we are funded for our FEMA mitigation grant, will be to take what has been an ongoing emergency response and turn it into something that's more sustainable. We know that this is an active floodplain. We know that we are never going to prevent, floodwaters from getting up here. So one of our goals is to create something so that, but what ends up happening is that when the stream goes over there, it acts like a fire hose and it aims right for the houses. And so by keeping the channel over here and building an active floodplain, the water may still get up to where the houses are, but it'll be much lower velocity, and it's unlikely, the one advantage we have with flooding here is the water goes up and it comes down rapidly. So if houses are built to code and you have lower velocity water going through, you're unlikely to actually have really significant damage to the structures that are, at least those that we can do, that are more appropriately built. So our goal is just to have, a floodplain through here, to have lower velocity water. You can't really see it, but this is where we found that the county road, we were concerned that if we did the project and moved the water over here, that it would provide some threat to County Route 47, which as we know is very important. And so one of the parts of our plan is to provide some additional protection to County Route 47 also, to have some structures further out that help keep the force of the water. Once again, the water will still come up, but to keep that force of the water off the bank here and to prevent a washout during a high flood event.
I'm going to take a moment to talk a bit about cause, symptoms. So the symptoms here are the flooding, the channel relocation, the erosion. A big part of the cause is what we're looking at out there. In addition to the water, you see lots of raw sediment. And what's happening is just upstream of here, there are a significant number of sediment sources that have historically been present, but have now really been opened up. The mountainsides are unzippering on us and releasing a lot of sediment, and they're getting in from these tributaries that are coming in to the main stem of Sopus, and the main stem of Sopus can't handle all that sediment that's coming in, and the first place that it can set down and rest is right here downstream of, I think it's Little Peck Hollow, yep, and the Maven Hollow on the other side. They're bringing in the sediment. The Sopus has the job of trying to carry it through, and it can't do it. So even if we do know the right dimensions, and we do put the stream back in the ideal plan form, that's the alignment that we think the stream would like, all bets are off when you get a massive slug of sediment coming through, not only carrying sediment, but also wood, because wood can deposit, redirect the stream. So one of the challenges in a spot like this is how you treat a symptom when the underlying cause is occurring elsewhere. So a lot of the work that the district has been doing is really looking at diagnostic assessment of the watershed. Not just looking at this particular problem right here, but trying to link this problem to its causes and trying to think about how can we do more than just treat the patient for what we're seeing here, but try to get to some of those issues. We may not be able to get to them. We may not be able to resolve them. We may have to reach the conclusion that we might not we're going to do something here, but in all other cases, we might not be able to do something because what we attempt to do can be overwhelmed by an overwhelming problem upstream. So a lot of our work is really attempting to use science, again, to do a diagnostic assessment of why we're seeing what we're seeing here. And ideally, over the course of some time, we might be able to help address some of those sediment source issues. So that rather than getting in and doing invasive surgery on the stream, like this is, we're able to actually go in and do a little bit more site treatment to some of those erosion sites upstream that are delivering the sediment here. Or there might be some things that we can do on smaller streams that will limit the impact of the kind of work that we have to do on these bigger streams. I don't know if you want to add anything to that.
No, were you able to talk about the funding we gave the county for Maven Hollow?
No, I haven't done that yet.
Yeah. So part of the challenge that we have, as Danny mentioned, is one of the areas that we really are focused on is hydraulic constrictions, which means the creek is being squeezed through either a culvert or a bridge. And then as it gets squeezed, it backs up water. As it comes out, it has a fire hose effect and it erodes the bank. It's one of the areas of concern that we have as a watershed management program. Cornell Cooperative Extension has a grant program. The county has put in for some assistance for bridge replacements right on this road. This road was just reopened a week and a half ago. We're helping to fund a bridge placement instead of a culvert, as well as a hollow right up the road called Maven Hollow. We're actually helping to pay to make the bridge wider, to allow more water to flow through. We're doing that over in Woodstock as well. We just think it's a good practice, but not everyone has the money to be able to put something bigger and better in. So our program is really trying to step up and come in and help out where it's needed on these hydraulic constrictions. And we saw in this valley alone, I think 7 or 8 bridges were knocked out. How many bridges, Eric? Yeah, we had one bridge that survived this whole valley, and that was a bridge the county just finished a month before the storm. July. So the county finished one bridge, July, right before the storm hit. That was the only bridge in this valley that survived. We're just now getting up the town is just now getting up to some of the areas that were hardest hit that we were trying to get to previously. I think that's it. I'm sorry, what was that?
How many bridges are that?
How many bridges are there, Eric and others? Lost Clove. So half a dozen bridges were actually washed out during the storm. You know, getting up to these places was a challenge, and then you get up in these valleys and you see the poor folks that just couldn't get their cars out or anything. Yeah, Eric brings up a good point. We have a lot of private bridges. That's been a challenge for private land. Not only the municipalities may not have the money to make a bigger bridge, the local landowners, they're most likely not going to have the money to make a wider bridge. Our group, we try to give folks advice, try to run a quick hydraulic model to be able to show what size should go in, but there's that economic challenge that comes with owning property on the creek. Okay, I think that's all. We're getting chilly, so we're gonna drive up here, turn around, and head down to Woodland Valley Road.